Hi, this is Mary Flower, and I did finish all of my 44, this is only half of them, of my Halloween journals. Let me show you what I did with the box. This is an old drawer, and I got this from the Dollar Tree or someplace, and it's just garland, and I put it around the box, and I have two of these, so I'm only showing you one here, and I really think that really added to it. And then I'm going to show you a couple of the books here. They look really cute together because I use the same fabrics throughout all of them, and so it kind of makes them so they're interesting to look at. And I'll go through a couple of them that are finished. I'll put this up here, and I will take a few of these out and show you kind of what I did and how I made them. The tie, I used a piece of fabric that had really interesting colors, the fall colors, and just ripped them into strips. Then on the end, at the dollar store, I got these LED lights, and you'll see that they are skeletons and pumpkin heads, if you can see them. I'll just pull a couple out here, and I just pulled them off like that. And so that's what I used on these pieces of fabric that I made for the ties. And there was some with little bats, I don't know if you can see that, but I glued them. I put a piece of pipe cleaner down inside where it was hooked to the light. Then I glued the pipe cleaner to the piece of fabric, and then this section right here, this funny stuff right here, I just used this kind of fibers, and I thought they were pretty, they were appropriate, and I used that on all of them. You can see on here. And so that's how I made those. I'm going to be making a scrap, doing a couple pages in my scrapbooks because I don't really want to include an actual book. On some of them I made a little miniature one, but on this I have some good pictures, and I'll do that next. But I like this. This is what I did. And one thing I do regret, I wish I would have found black Velcro instead of this, but I don't mind. Now around the edges, I just did like a whip stitch and weird stitches with different kinds of embroidery. I used this embroidery floss and just did the simple stitching around the whole thing. In fact, I think I want to finish on that one. But all of them, you'll see that there's a kind of a stitching on them. See this? And so I'll go over that in a minute, but let me just show you how they look. I used on the outside, I'll lay this out, this stuff right here is a baker's paper, and if you look really close, this baker paper has sort of a texture on it, and I took the Tim Holtz and sprayed these a little like that, and I just laid, these sheets are like 24 by 20 inches, they're huge, and I just laid them out on my table and did a whole bunch of spray on it. And then I took this neon orange and things like that and just made all sorts of just random, you know, lines and things, if you can see in there. I put green and black and purples, and then I cut them to the appropriate size. And on this side, I used different kinds of fabric. I had a lot of this owl fabric, and I thought it was really cute. And I used a lot of them that way. But I used that kind of fabric on the inside. And then on the pages, I bought, also at the dollar store, I bought these, they're confetti. Just tons of spiders. And the funny thing about this is when I was using the glue gun, you know how the glue gun sometimes will cause these long fibers, and they kind of got stuck in it, and it was just kind of creepy because they were like the spider webs, you know, and they were kind of, you know, all sticking, and it was just sort of weird, you know. But you can buy a bag of these. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby or something, and just thousands and thousands. So I'll save these for another year. And what I did was put them on the pages. And on one of my previous videos, you'll see how I did this. What I did with these is I took regular paper and used RIT dye in a container, and then just took all of my papers and just dumped them, a whole bunch of them this way, then turned them, and then turned them again, and just laid them out on the table. And then I ironed them all out, like I said before. Then I made different kinds of tags, and I like the tags to be black, and I added this very Halloween type fabric to it. And on some of these were regular papers, so I folded them up a little bit to go in here, and some of them I cut at the top so they would do this, so that when you journaled you could open it up this way. And then other ones I would glue it and make a pocket, and I would put spiders on those. And so you kind of had a variety. Here's another pocket. I used some pieces of black in here, but they're all kind of a similar kind of a look to them, the same papers, but every single one turned out very different. And I like the spiders on it. I just used a glue gun on that and put them on really quickly, and put them throughout the book. Then I tied this long tie with the little thing, little skeleton head, or the bat, or the pumpkin head at the end, and tied it in here. Made a hole right here, tied it, glued it with my glue gun, added some Velcro so that it would close like this and hold, and then wrapped it around and put it like so. And they turned out really good. Let me show you a couple others. And so I added spiders on the front, a lot of stitching, and on some of them I even added a pocket that I dyed the lace, either a red or a gray, and so it has the same kind of thing on all of these. So the person that gets these will be able to do a lot of, that one needs to be cut. In fact, it may be cut, but it just kind of stuck in the, there we go, in the stitching when I did it. I used some old encyclopedia pages on some of this. But I tried to put spiders throughout the book here and there. Not too many, but a few, just to make it a little more eerie. But what's fun is the way all of the pages are all just a little bit different, and they have this kind of creepy look to it. So the books turned out like that. And then just wind them up, and here's one with a pumpkin head, more spiders. Those little spiders are actually sort of kind of eerie. When you throw them on the floor, they kind of creep you out. My granddaughter actually thought they were real spiders. And same kind of thing throughout the whole thing. So somebody who wants a fun Halloween book will get something somewhat similar. I mean, simple, but yet a little bit eerie. Hey, here's a couple with the bats. And some of them I added a few little beads. But all of them I put at least 3 spiders on the front. And added spiders. See, here I used the red lace that I dyed by hand. And it goes clear over to here. So you can put things here and in the front. And so they're fun. I hope somebody will enjoy them. They certainly enjoyed my Made by Fairies journal. So, and they're having a witch fest, which I don't particularly like witches, but I think they're a little creepy if you ask me. But, you know, it's what they do. And so I made these little journals because they'll probably be looking for something like this. And so there's a few of them. I made 44. And in a minute here, I'm going to journal a page about this. So come back and I'm going to just end it there and start the other video. So thanks.